Oh, hey guys, well, we hit the 500 subscribers mark, which is very exciting, and I just want to say thank you to everybody that has tuned in and continues to tune in, even though I may chat a little bit more than most people. What I have going on now is I'm in the middle of a enclosure build. This is the same type of enclosure that Poecilotheria subfusca is in, right there. This one I used a metal hinge and drilled holes, and then used bolts and nuts to put that one together. This one here I have a plastic hinge, and I got it all set and I glued it on, and I apparently didn't put enough glue on the bottom part because the first time that I went to pull it down it popped off. So it's really solid on the top piece here. That ain't coming off that one, but I'm gonna have to redo the gluing on the bottom part. So what my plan is, I'm holding this microphone. What my plan is we're gonna trim this down. Yeah, this part here. We're gonna trim some pieces off the side here to get this to go back as far as we possibly can. I have this stuff, which is that flexible cork board that comes in like pieces of squares. So what my plan was to cut that piece of square and put that behind the whole entire thing here. And then I got some of that brown caulking, the latex caulking, not latex, but acrylic caulking. And then I'm going to fill in the gaps with this thing. Where, you know, you'll see like the gap that you see right here. This is all tentative now. I'm not 100% positive this is what I'm going to do, and I'm trying to make sure that this thing goes back far enough that the tarantula is not going behind there. I don't want the tarantula to go behind that thing, so I want to make sure that what it's on, it's glued on solid, and there's no way for anything to get back there. That's why I'm thinking this cork bar, or these cork squares would be good to glue onto the back of the enclosure, and then glue this cork flat onto this, and then fill in the sides with the brown caulking with eco earth and sphagnum moss and whatever to make a nice aesthetic background. And then my plan over on this side here would be to glue a cork tube here. And this is going to be the setup for Salem, the Psalmopoeus pulcher. This will be great to get pictures of her on if she's crawling on here, and then we'll put the leaves and stuff that are in her enclosure. I'll make sure that they're all glued up on top, so you have like leaves in this area here with her cork tube hide on this side. And of course a water dish. We'll either glue the water dish up high or we'll put it down below. It seems like Samira, the Poecilotheria subfusca, has no problem with the going down to the water dish down below. She was down there this morning drinking when I woke up, so I may just do that with Salem as well. It's a little bit easier to fill up when it's down the bottom in an enclosure that's front opening like this. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to put anything on here. I think you know, aesthetically the piece of bark looks good. It has little pieces of, you know, there's moss here and there and a few other places. The coloring is good, so the contrast in the background I think it's going to be nice for the type of spider that she is. She's never really particularly was fond of going into a cork tube, but I'm going to give her one anyway. She was more of a just webbing up her leaves, and then I had some branches that were crossed in her enclosure that she's in now that I won't do in this one, because I want to make sure that this backdrop is the focal point of the enclosure itself. So basically she's going to have a cork tube, and hopefully that's what she's going to want to go in to hide. It'll be big enough for her to get in and out. It won't be the whole length. It'll be, you know, probably end in this area here and go up to possibly this area here. So it'll be plenty enough big for her to go in there and scrunch in and close herself off, but then she'll have a lower way to get out and a higher way to get out. And my plan was to kind of cut a circle out here, or a way that she can crawl out this way to get in and out. So I have some work to do And this is going to be over the course of this week. I'm not going to do it all at one time, because I still have other things going on here, and I still have therapy for the ankle, and the ankle is still in a boot till at least the 26th of February, but I'm back in physical therapy. I still have the pain. It's not gone away. It's not gotten any worse, but it's not gotten any better either. So that's where we're at with the ankle. Yeah, everything else is doing okay. I did a short video yesterday. It was actually trying to do a feeding of Cheeto, and when I looked, I put a roach in there, and it was a medium-sized female red runner. And of course, when I put it in there, it found some place to hide, and I couldn't locate it. She acted like she wanted to eat it, but then she backed away from it. And then when I looked at her molt record, it was only 9 days ago, and I was like, oh man, I thought it was longer than that. My sense of time being off work is completely screwed up. But so I couldn't find the roach, and I didn't want to bother her. I was like, oh, the roach isn't going to bother her. If she doesn't want to eat it, it'll be in there when she's ready to eat. So I just looked a little while ago, and as you can tell, Cheeto had found the roach and has devoured it. So she was ready to eat. She just probably wasn't particularly ready when I threw it in there. She did go after it once and then just let it walk away, so she didn't stick with it. So yeah, our temps here are kind of cool. I have that stuff that needs to get sent out, and I'm gonna have to hold off another week because it's going from here to Wisconsin, I believe, and I don't think their temperatures are going to be much better than ours. And it's a pretty big package with a lot of spiders that I don't want anything to happen to. I want to make sure that our temps are good and their temps are good, so that everything comes in perfectly healthy. But I thought I'd give you guys this, quick look at what's coming up here with this new enclosure. Of course, I did not drill any kind of vent holes in it yet at all. And this enclosure will end up going up top there. I may put it here, put it next to Samira, and then move these three guys up top there. That would be an idea. And then I also want to get the spiders that are in the critter keepers there, those two and those two there. I want to get them out and get them into those enclosures that are there. So I have a lot of holes to drill, and I don't particularly like drilling the holes. I have the Dremel drill, which works relatively well, much quicker than an actual drill does. But yeah, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 enclosures there that need to be filled and get rid of these critter keepers. And then I also have this enclosure here, which we'll do a video of, the Brachypelma albiceps that used to be in there that is now in, as you can see my mess here, in the enclosure on the bottom there. I moved her into the enclosure that used to have the Brachypelma albopilosum in, that we moved into one of those enclosures over there. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Still got a bunch of spiders that need to molt desperately. Both of my Acanthoscurria giniculatas need to molt. I need to look at my other Brachypelma amelia. Like I said in the other video, they tend to molt relatively quickly within the same time frame as each other. I don't know if that's... they're not sac mates, so it's not like it's anything that, they would be... The male is twice the size as the small sling, so it just seemed like they molted the same time quite often, and there was another... the Brachypelma homori seemed to do that too. You'd get Milagro that would molt, and then about 3 weeks later, Obi would molt, but I don't think Obi's ready yet. But who knows? I got caught off guard with the amelia molt. I wasn't really expecting that either. So, okay, well, I just wanted to do a quick video of 500 subscribers. I think that's really, really cool. Took a year to get to 500, and I know that, talking to Dave Scott, the next 200 or 300 starts to get quicker and quicker and quicker. because you'll start showing up on other people that are watching as a, you know, a shared list or a viewed list. So yeah, my goal would probably be to hit that 1,000 mark. I'd love to do it by mid-year. I think if we hit the 1,000 mark by mid-year, then maybe I'll get in front of the camera and do some videos in front of the camera. I'm sure once I get in front of the camera, then a lot of them are going to be that way. You know, I'll be able to talk and you guys will be able to see me a little bit more instead, and I'll set something up here somehow to do it. But yeah, I don't think I'll do it anytime in the near future. I'd like to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. So, okay, well, thanks again for subscribing and hanging in there, and we'll talk to everybody soon. Have a great week, and see ya.